Petri Museum of Egyptian Archaeology in London may be small, but it holds around 80,000 objects, most of them from sites excavated by the Egyptologist Sir William Petrie, who lived from 1835 to 1942. Petrie was one of the first people to study ancient Egypt scientifically, and he was more interested in looking at the ordinary things that people used every day than raiding their treasure houses. In 1913, he sold his large collection of Egyptian antiquities to University College London for students and researchers to study. And I'm talking now to Stephen Quirk, the curator of the Petri Museum. Firstly, what is a curator? What does he or she do?
A curator has to know the collection well. I find the answers to people's questions about objects in the collection.
Do you have a favourite exhibit?
I like objects that connect me with the people that made them, so I feel that I get to know them. I think my favourite object is a pottery bowl which was found in a tomb from 4,100 years ago. This bowl has 2 letters written on it, one on the inside and the other on the outside, from a son to his dead parents who were buried in the tomb.
What about looking after the artefacts?
Different objects need different conditions. The important thing is to ask expert conservators what needs to be done, never guess. As the curator, I know the importance of the objects, but not how best to conserve them. Good conservation is very expensive. Petrie packed the objects properly so that they survived the journey from Egypt to the museum. Not all archaeologists did that in those days.
What is the best thing about working at the Petri Museum?
The best thing is the collection. There are about 80,000 objects, but at the moment only about 6,000 of them are on display, with another 2,000 in drawers that you can look in easily. The other 72,000 are all in cupboards, so we can't let people see them. At the moment the museum is very small and cramped. This building was converted from stables, and the collection was only supposed to be here temporarily, but that was over 50 years ago. We're going to move the collection to a much better building, and then all the objects will be in glass cupboards where they can be seen.
It must be a lot of work, moving a whole museum.
At the moment, we are trying to plan how to use the space we will have in the new building to show the collection to its best advantage. We want the way we display the objects to give an idea of where they came from and what Egypt is like, both thousands of years ago and in the present day. We will also have a small section for Petrie himself and his work, and you will be able to see all the objects that are just in store at the moment.
How will you explain everything to the museum visitors?
I don't like information labels. You see people going round museums or art galleries reading the labels and not looking at the objects. It's better to use big graphic panels showing timelines and how the objects appeared in life. It's very important to talk to lots of different people about what should be on the panels, and we are talking to as many people as possible about all our plans for the move.
Do you think Petrie would approve of moving his collection?
Petrie said that his collection was for students and researchers and was useless for display. This is because there aren't big flashy objects in this collection. I disagree with him completely.
Thank you very much, Stephen Quirk.